Bon, bah donc du coup, pardon. Alors, déjà test micro. Donc ça fonctionne. Donc c'est parti pour la suite de Chicken Police qui, là, on est probablement sur la fin du jeu. Alors, mon Steam a craché, comme d'habitude. Steam, c'est de la merde. Alors voilà, hop, c'est parti. Donc, la suite de Chicken Police qui, on est probablement sur la fin. Bon, déjà, l'image se lance pas. Donc déjà, bonjour YouTube et bonjour Twitch. On va faire un bref résumé de ce qui s'est passé, Alors. Donc, déjà, vous pouvez voir, nous sommes en plein jour. Il faut que nous nous rendons là-bas dans la résidence des Wrestlers. Ce qui est notre objectif actuel. Alors, je vais finir ma bouche, ça sera mieux. Voilà, donc, dans l'épisode précédent, nous nous sommes rendus dans l'asile de fous, dans l'asile psychiatrique qui était dirigé par Dr. Quetzal, Dr. Cephus Quetzalcoatl, personnage extrêmement cool, j'ai adoré le personnage, il est absolument génial, son acting et tout était trop bien. Donc nous nous sommes rendus dans l'asile pour savoir si Albert Wessler était là-bas. Alors, on a appris, via le docteur, forcément, que Albert a été autorisé plusieurs fois à sortir de l'asile parce qu'il est peintre, il fait de la peinture, et apparemment il aurait aussi des doublements de personnalité. Mais un jour, il est revenu avec 2 sbires d'IBN, d'Obar Wessler, et un jour, ce jour, quand il est revenu, il avait la langue arrachée et un œil enlevé. Et un œil aussi, un œil aussi qui a été enlevé. Donc, sur le coup, c'est là que Sonny et Marty, quand ils ont enquêté sur l'affaire, ils se sont rendus compte en fait dans la cellule qu'il y avait une lettre. Donc le cadavre que Zip a déposé dans la ruche, ici présent là-bas, ce n'est pas Albert, mais IBN Wessler. Donc du coup là on va se rendre sur les lieux dans sa résidence pour avoir le fin mot de l'histoire. Aussi sur la route on s'est fait courser encore une fois par Archibald et Gabriel. Une course poursuite en voiture qui s'est soldée par un échec de ces deux là. Donc là c'est parti. Bon déjà au début on va faire un peu de blabla dans les lieux, dans les différents lieux. Donc c'est parti.
Let's say hi to the old trash panda.
You mean a last goodbye, right?
He just stands there, waiting for his fate. Zip's a ballsy guy, I gotta admit. Hello, Zip. I see they kicked you out.
You know, Sonny. They told me I could stay in there for 48 hours if I wanted.
Well, maybe you should have done that.
Shit, I had enough. Fuck it. You understand? When you interrogated me, you opened my eyes. I don't give a shit about him, about Wessler and his henchmen. Let them come if they want. It's not gonna be easy for them. You can be sure of that.
Faut savoir que lui il a un fusil à pompe sous le comptoir.
That's the Zip we know and love.
Thanks, Marty. So, why are you here?
One last coffee before the end.
Are you going to get him?
We don't have a choice, Zip. We're grabbing the rat by the tail. No screwing around. No playing it nice.
Ah, I see Ibben's really got to you.
Just Sonny. I'm like this all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you expect will happen when you get there?
They'll either let us in, or we'll blow open the doors and go in guns blazing. How hard can it be?
Well, I'm not sure you know what you're up against, boys, but it's your funeral. I'm just glad I got to know the legendary chicken police.
Hey, don't write us off yet.
I'm just getting ready for all possibilities, Marty. Hey, chicken coppers.
Yeah, Zip?
Take care of your feathers for me, okay?
Will do, Zip.
Don't worry. I'll protect this smelly old bird. I'm gonna try the food here one day.
Well, you have to die of something, right?
No, it can't be that bad. Though, I'm sure old Zip's not making it out of premium faux meat.
You have such a delicate way of putting things. You can be glad if he's not serving you one of your relatives.
Haha, you're right about that.
Eat garbage? Yeah, it's more Marty's kind of thing.
Il doit plus marcher du coup.
Why don't you hire a cook, Zip? Or at least a dishwasher? I know just the guy. Strapping young lad, got quite a big mouth, but he's not that bad, though he does smell like chicken.
Don't you mean that Marty guy? I heard horrible things about him.
They say he names all his guns.
Well, he's a flop with chicks.
Hits first, asks later.
Yeah, a real chicken shit.
Hey, I'm right here.
We know, Marty. That's why it's fun.
Blow me, both of you.
So, that Marty guy. Yeah, I'd rather pass on him. When I made him do the dishes last time, he broke more than he cleaned.
Haha, very funny.
Bulot, on va y aller à la fin. Bon là on a déjà été parce que c'était l'endroit où on est arrivé de base.
Well, if we have anything else to ask the old beaver, this is the last chance.
Hey, don't steal my style.
Just learning from the best.
Let me give you some advice. Don't. Hey, old man. Sun's not even up yet, and you're already open?
On va dire
You
plus par
know
là.
what's my secret, Sonny boy?
What?
I never close.
That clever.
How can I help you, lads? I see you're going somewhere.
Well, Sonny's going to die. I'm just wrapping up a delicate case.
So, you'll be off to the Westler residency then?
You're sharp, old beaver.
Well, me dear lads, I'm glad I got to know you.
Hey, don't you start too.
That I'm just kidding.
Got any good advice?
I always have some for you, lads. Don't get shot, for example.
That's very wise advice. Why haven't you told us before? Could have saved Sonny some painful memories.
If you carry on like that, Marty, you too can learn how it feels.
You too.
Do you have any fresh information for us, Uncle Mullen?
Of course, still crisp and warm like a fresh newspaper. Ask away.
C'est parti, les questions.
Does the name Albert mean anything to you?
I know multiple Alberts, Sonny. Which one do you mean?
Albert Wessler.
I see you're in a funny mood, Sonny boy.
I'm not joking, Mullen, but I'm surprised there's something I know and you don't.
And who is this Albert, anyway? Ibn Wessler's hidden son, maybe?
Even better, my friend. His secret twin brother.
Oh, you've walked into trouble there.
I was hoping you could tell me something useful about him.
I can, Sonny boy. Avoid him. Avoid the whole Wessler family. Those who happen upon secrets that deep sink without a trace.
Well, I used to be a professional swimmer. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
I lied. What do you know about that asylum? What's it called?
Ah non,
Since there's only
particulier.
one of those around Clawville, I know which one you mean, Sonny. It's an ancient mansion, easily around 100 years old for sure, or more. But what do you want to know about it anyway?
We actually just got out of there.
Et c'était le meilleur endroit du jeu. L'ambiance et tout était super cool.
That explains
Excusez-moi.
everything.
Seriously, what do you know about it?
The place is self-sufficient in theory, but in reality, the Crown maintains it. No one knows the exact reason why, but according to gossip, they used to keep someone in there. Someone who was either part of the royal family or just very close to the fire. But who knows? Maybe it's just a legend.
Well, they say we're legends too, and we're standing right in front of you. Am I right?
What can I say then?
Pardon.
This whole city is full of legends.
This Albert, he had to paint a picture of Natasha at his brother's request.
Qui est sûrement le coin qu'on a eu dans le sac là.
Let me guess. He fell in love with her.
Et oui, ça serait aussi dû à ça que Albert a tué IBN quoi. Son frère jumeau, enfin pas tué. Bah oui, enfin oui, ils l'ont liquidé.
Yeah, well, that's a
D'ailleurs,
classic
Natasha
too.
avait dit qu'il.
So, you're telling me who goes by Ibn
Elle lui a dit en plus qu'elle l'avait vu, qu'il était différent, Natasha. IBN. Oui, elle trouve de la personnalité multiple, je l'ai pas mentionné ça.
Lads, I guess that Miss Marble's going to write another one of those novels about this.
You mean Meredith? Oh, that's just what we need.
Once you sold your soul, it's too late to cry about it, sonny boy.
That's what I keep telling him.
On va parler après de lui, celui c'est le
What do
mien.
you know about the Wessler Mansion, Uncle Mullen?
That if you're about to go there, bring a tank with you, or two.
Dangerous, you mean?
Dangerous? It's a fortress, so it has giant walls, watchtowers, and of course, Wessler's hired thugs are waiting
Ça va
for
finir
you
en
there.
gunfight à mon avis.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a beautiful place, I must admit. At least you'll kick the bucket with mouths hanging open in wonder.
That's something.
Good attitude, my lad. Keep it.
Alors,
Do you know Dr. Quetzal?
Do you mean Professor Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah, now you laugh at this, but we went to university together.
You did what?
Do I not look the type to you?
No, well, I didn't mean that. I just didn't know you went to university.
I studied psychology, Sonny, only I forgot to graduate. That's when my father died.
So that's why you know the animals so well.
No, I know them well because I have a newspaper stand and I talk to hundreds of animals each day, and I listen to the everyday problems of almost all of them. There's no better lesson in animal studies.
You surprise me every time, old beaver. And what do you know about him? Can he be trusted?
You're afraid he screwed you? He looks like a terribly dishonest snake, but don't let your prejudices overshadow what your wattle tells you. Quetzal's one of the kindest-hearted and most honest animals I've ever known.
le personnage était cool en tout cas.
That's good to know, Uncle Mullen. Or rather, Professor Mullen.
Hey, don't get cocky with me, little chickie.
Bon, on a fini avec lui.
Since when do you drive a wonder machine like that, old beaver?
No, that's not mine. My son left it to me for safekeeping while he's working abroad.
The cubs still visit home often, then.
They're good kids. They come to visit me several times a year, and if they're not here, I still have you boys. Am
Ouais,
I
c'est le
right?
genre de mec que tout le monde connaît dans la ville, lui. Hein.
You're fortunate indeed, Uncle Mullen.
Ouais, d'où le nom. quoi.
Sure I am.
Seems like the kiosk is still a good business.
Oh, look what I found.
Furry gods, another chicken police story.
And one of my favorites, too. Meredith outdid herself when she wrote this one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, Sonny, you could read one day. They're not as bad as you think.
If it's about me and you, then I want none of it, thanks. Reality's more than enough.
You're still mad at Meredith, aren't you?
That woman screwed us over. She was supposed to write true stories based on our real notes.
Yeah, maybe she didn't want her readers dying of boredom. Anyway, the fly in the soup, the bloody New Year's Eve, and the seventh rule of predation are all based on reality.
Yeah? And the other 7?
Nothing's ever good enough for you, huh, old fart?
Maybe once I'm retired, I'll read one of those chicken police novels.
Alors, j'ai bien envie d'aller de là avant.
So, we're looking for more evidence?
No, I was just thinking we could take another look. You know, just in case.
Okay, sure. But
Don't even ask, Marty.
you're really becoming sentimental.
One more word and I swear I'm...
Yep, I'm gonna shut it. You don't want to go in there just like that. It's a closed crime scene.
I hope you're just messing with me, Marty.
Of course I'm messing with you. Let's get inside there and see how much the boys have messed up the place. You know, Sonny, when we entered the room and saw the girl...
Deborah.
Yeah, her body. I called you every name in the book inside my head. I just had enough, you know?
What kept you with me? Was it just curiosity?
No. I just wanted to see your downfall, boss. I wanted to be there when you met
Putain.
your end, get humiliated or even shot.
Wow. Well, thanks for your honesty, Marty.
But then everything changed on the ship.
On the ship? Why there?
I don't know. Being tied up with you, waiting for certain death. I know I lashed out at you, but in truth, I felt there was no place I'd rather be.
C'est le moment des
It was
révélations.
my
là.
place on that fucking burning
des-
ship with you,
Des,
even
comment
if we
dire,
both died there.
tout ce qu'ils ont sur
Know
le
what I
cœur.
mean?
I think I do, Marty. I think I do.
So, I guess there's nowhere to go but forward, huh?
Nothing left to do but kill a rat. As the chicken police.
For the last time?
For the last clucking time, partner.
Swear?
I swear.
All right. Let's hit the road.
Ah ouais, j'aimerais bien savoir pourquoi il lui a tiré dessus.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is.
Il y a rien de bien spécial là.
Natasha became even more mysterious with every detail we learned about her.
You fell for her hard, huh?
It's nothing like that, Marty. I only met her one time. It just makes me crazy if I can't solve something. And she's something I just can't solve.
Maybe you have to accept this one, Boss Bird. That woman's out of your league.
On peut jouer
From
la
a different
manette, hein.
world entirely.
Pour honnêtement la
Eh,
manette.
you're probably right. Who are you? Who are you really?
Pardon.
Human, huh? My partner loves these weird things.
You're who?
I got a new partner when you left.
When Blood Boil fired me.
Sure, when you were fired. His name is Melvin, a little greenhorn of an otter.
And where exactly is he?
I have no idea. We worked together for one day, then I told everyone I wasn't gonna work with anyone but you.
But you hated me.
Yeah. I was even a little afraid they'd call you back. But Blood Boil got it, so he let me work alone.
That feels strangely comforting.
Là, on peut plus aller là.
Well, they couldn't even manage to scrape it off.
Useless pincushions.
They're always half-assed, Sonny. You drive me crazy.
Leave them be. Your record is perfect. You've been on the force for 15 years, almost 10 of that with me.
That's why I deserve a medal.
Get out. Wind down. Resign. Become... let's see. Anything.
If you only knew how much I've thought about that. But I'm simply not good at anything else. Either I'm a gangster or a cop.
Also to be a cop, Marty.
D'ailleurs, il faut savoir un truc. J'ai regardé le doublage du jeu. Et il s'avère que je n'ai pas trouvé. Enfin, j'ai pas vu qui doublait qui. J'ai beaucoup plus vu au fait. Oh, la tête de Bibo est géniale. J'ai plus vu les acteurs principaux, mais j'ai pas vu si lui, là, le Dr Quetzal, comme je disais dans ma partie précédente, s'il doublait Sonny. Et je pense que c'est le cas, mais.
Sometimes I think about what a hot and popular
Et
gal
voilà,
Ursula
donc là
used
pour
to
le
be.
coup, j'ai pas pu voir des trucs.
No hard feelings?
What can I say, boys? I have a big, soft heart.
Pas que ça en tout cas.
You sure do, Ursula.
Would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
No thanks, we just came to say goodbye.
Why? You going somewhere? Traveling?
No, we're just visiting a nice place in the city.
Sonny's gonna die.
Shut up, Marty.
So it's a case. Well, be careful, boys. And I'm sorry I snapped at you the last time.
You don't need to say that, Ursula. We deserved it.
You're a good boy, Sonny. And Marty's a downright saint.
Oh, come on, Ursula, stop that.
How is the old owl?
He's old and grumpy. But he's always like that.
Wait a minute. Isn't he supposed to sleep now?
He is. I mean, Reginald's never truly asleep. Not entirely. He just shuts down.
Even now?
Yes.
I gotta see that.
Take care of yourselves, boys.
Will do, Auntie Ursula.
Hey, don't be saucy, young man.
How are your secret experiments coming on, Doc?
That's why they call them secret.
I see.
They didn't have any landscapes, eh?
Oh, leave me alone, Sonny.
Il est génial aussi ce perso.
Good evening, Papa Boobo.
Je me souvenais plus aussi qu'évidemment ils essaient de taper un délire avec le truc là, c'était génial.
All this marvelous stuff, huh? Closing sale at the charlatan's shop.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, you croaking crow.
Hey, oh, careful with the racist remarks, will ya?
Ah, Vice has arrived, I see.
Ah, clucking monkey.
What'd you say, Martin?
I said I'm clunky.
The old owl looks a bit tired.
Us too. I'm not sure I dare look in the mirror right now.
Don't do it, Marty. No matter how grumpy he is, we can always rely on him. Hey, Boobo.
Il dort.
Hello, old man.
Is he asleep?
But his eyes are open.
Boobo!
Hey, what is it? I wasn't sleeping.
You were something.
What the hell are you doing here, chickens?
Sonny wanted to say hi before he suffers an unpleasant death of lead poisoning later tonight.
Mais t'as l'humour noir qui
Would you shut the clock up, Marty? You're not funny.
I am a little bit.
You're going to Wessler's, huh?
Bingo. We're gonna put an end to this madness.
Ooh. Or you're stirring up an even bigger madness, am I right?
Well, that's always a possibility.
Get yourself killed for all I care, but don't come here covered in blood, because I'm not gonna open the door for you, I swear.
Oh, thanks for the support, old fart.
Don't mention it, you old gizzard. Can I give you a piece of advice, Martin?
Of course, Boobo. Go on.
Take care of the old rooster, okay?
That's all I ever do, Doc.
Can I give you... take...
Ouais, je m'attendais à plus de dialogue ici. Je suis déçu. Alors il y a eu un truc apparemment. Tout est revenu à sa place, le soleil de retour et Bibo est toujours un vieux hibou grincheux et insupportable. L'équilibre de l'univers était à table. Ouais, il y a eu une engueulade à un moment entre les deux. Je sais plus, parce que je crois qu'il voulait la larguer, je crois, un truc comme ça, il voulait la quitter, un truc comme ça. Il doit y avoir un truc qui s'est passé. Je m'en souviens plus trop de ce... J'ai dû zapper un truc. Bon allez, c'est parti.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
Bah, vous allez vous faire buter.
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Oh, c'est marrant que c'est en couleur là.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really? Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
De la drogue.
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Do you remember that case? When that old weasel met us in the greenhouse, just like this one.
Of course I remember. We barely talked for 5 minutes, but you drank 2 full glasses of brandy with that old guy.
I needed hydration. It was boiling in there.
Hydration, huh?
A real jungle grows in the middle of the concrete jungle.
And the poet is lost in the jungle. Huh, one of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye,
crevé un
killed
œil,
him,
mais c'est pas
and took
arraché.
his place?
Yeah.
Must be some famous historical figure. How are you with history?
Not so good.
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between the Alliance and the Swamp clans.
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing glorious or beautiful in it. Just endless suffering and misery.
And a lot of money, of course.
That too.
Maybe one day you'll get your own statue of the PD, boss. I can almost see it now.
Not while Blood Boil's alive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Is this a mansion or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Wessler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage. Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with. Look at all these plants.
Yeah.
Strange how...
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
It's a long way down.
Well, we could finally find out if you can fly or not. Want to try?
It's a
Well, we could...
quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
We could also drive around in one of these, huh? You think we would have made it as gangsters?
I don't think so, Marty. We're born to be suckers.
Honest suckers, at least.
Same thing. Wessler sure has a sense of style.
Do you mean his car or Natasha?
Both.
Fair enough.
Bon allez, allons-y.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Pourquoi on peut pas rentrer?
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky.
Please tell me.
If we're lucky.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Isn't that right, Gabriel?
Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
On peut pas rentrer du coup.
Do you sense that, Sonny?
I do sense something. A case of hyper-stupidity.
And utter incompetence.
You're right.
Don't shit with me, you foul. It won't work well for you.
I'm afraid my partner speaks the truth, gentlemen.
Such tall and handsome creatures, aren't they, partner?
Sure are, partner.
C'est tout le contraire, et de lui il est méga agressif et lui il est super calme quoi.
Do you sense that? And you're
I'm afraid such show. This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay.
Yeah, just don't let it be us. This place is incredible, but it kinda gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet. I wonder how Albert feels about this place. From a cell to a mansion.
Insane, isn't it?
You took the words right out of my beak. I wonder how you took...
It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
Il est tout calme ce
It's
Sonny.
like some ancient virus is poisoning the place.
Do you mean the plants or Albert?
Both, I guess.
Alors elle est là.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
She's real close to Wessler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard. Maybe you should talk to her. She was your girlfriend after all.
We only had 2 dates, and they weren't great.
Why am I not surprised? Maybe you should... Why am I...
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin,
Huh?
don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
Ah.
What do they not understand, Olivia?
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fout là, là?
So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Qu'elle a pas si disparu que ça. Hein.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko. I tried to warn you.
Thanks, Olivia?
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
Mm-hmm.
There she is, the femme fatale.
Yeah, our fate's in her hands.
And what lovely hands they are, huh?
With sharp claws, Marty.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Zavas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Ils sont vachement petits par rapport à la perspective, là, ils l'ont un peu mal faite, je trouve.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Come on, Sonny. Deep breath. Pull yourself together.
Ça va mal finir, de toute façon. Oh, il est Et voilà le tableau.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree. Have you been suffering from nightmares recently?
Yeah, no. I sleep like a baby if you want to know.
Really? I've been plagued by them, so I always sleep with my gun.
Yeah, I'm, sorry to hear that. Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
It's a little early for that, isn't it?
Yeah, some people need coffee to start their day, Mr. Featherland. I start with a good brandy.
Damn. You know what? In your place, I'd do the same. Maybe I should confiscate it as evidence. Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that. It almost gives me the creeps just looking at it. This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something?
No, just thinking aloud.
Il le
I
provoque,
can
hein.
see you're very attracted to nature. I thought rats preferred the urban environment. Oh, don't take that the wrong way, of course.
Not all rats are the same, Detective. Natasha and I, love the closeness of nature. Yeah, especially lately.
I find cold, close walls repulsive.
I don't understand why you're telling me this.
Oh, it's nothing. Not important. I'd just like to grab him and throw him out the window.
Et voilà le morceau qui manque.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit. It's unbelievable how much trouble one single painting can make.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Detective.
I'll make it clear for you soon enough. Be patient, Mr. Wessler.
Even my patience has its limits, you know.
I'm not surprised painting it drove Albert crazy. Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Bon, c'est parti. Les
Oh,
révélations.
you have rather good informants.
Alors juste 2 secondes, je vais allumer ma lumière parce qu'il commence à faire noir. C'est le moment des révélations. On va savoir le fin mot de l'histoire.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
My time's precious, chickens. Get to the point before I lose my patience.
Don't rush us, Mr. Wessler. We'll get to the point when it's time.
My time's...
Don't rush. I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Czar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
On va faire un interrogatoire.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who do you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. don't play with
Il
me.
est complètement
You
paumé, là.
understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly and quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad, insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Il y a un interrogatoire. Il est perturbé, hein. Ah.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Oh, ça va être difficile, là. Hein.
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? Well,
Comfortable. Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also, Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even...
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even
Ouais,
stronger
il a
than
du loin de
Albert
la
ever
personnalité,
was.
lui. Hein. Il est dangereux, lui.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Non, il l'aurait pas tué, je pense pas.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
Eben.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
Il voudrait tenter de...
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
You're just a cheap copy. You know,
You're just making your position worse by insulting me, detective.
I wasn't insulting you. I was saying out loud what we all know very well.
Don't force my hand to pull the trigger ahead of time. There are many, many things you'd still like to know, wouldn't you?
Why don't we get it over with, Wessler? Pull the trigger and let's finish this pathetic charade.
You think I don't dare do it?
Oh.
If you loved Natasha so much, how could you lie to her all along?
We lie the most to those we truly love, Santino. Isn't that right?
It shouldn't be that way.
You mean your wife, don't you? See? That's how it goes. We lie because we don't want to cause even more hurt.
What you did, Wessler, is nothing like Molly or me. What you did was out of simple selfishness and cowardice.
Watch what you're spitting out that dirty beak of yours, Santino.
I'm not afraid of you, Wessler. You'd better get that into your small little rat brain.
Classic mistake, Mr. Featherland.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Oh, c'est compliqué, hein.
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so, distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I know Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
C'est qui a tiré? C'est Natasha du coup.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly?
The cops. But how?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys. Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
Des chaussures.
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Je m'en doutais qu'il était là, lui. Il y a le bon vieux Tim. Ça serait quand même pas fini. Ouais, c'est ce que je suis en train de me demander, au fait. Ouais, il y a un truc louche, là. Ouais, elle est pas si... Ouais, elle est... Bon.
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just the ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
I didn't even hear that. Our little savior. How could we ever repay her? Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me. How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
So, what's your shoe size
43.
again, Mon?
35, Sonny.
Du 35, merde.
I like high heels. And because there's two of you, 2 pairs will do for a start.
Anything for you, darling.
I don't want just anything, Marty. I want shoes.
Yes, ma'am.
See you at the PD?
At the PD, Mon. Damn, I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old hound's here.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir. Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Les bâtards.
Good gods, is this guy everywhere?
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday. You called him here, didn't you? To witness our grand triumph, or our fall.
What? No. You're paranoid, old bird.
You called it.
What?
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey! Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler Empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
Just one quote.
I say...
What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea.
Wanna talk to her in private, boss?
No thanks, Marty. What could I even say to her? So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything...
Yes, I know where to find you.
See you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am.
Goodbye, detectives.
On a fini du
And
coup
what
là
about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now.
Yes, I think you're right. Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha. You saved our lives.
But it was also me who endangered you in the first place, right?
Well, I won't argue about that.
On fait quoi du coup maintenant là?
Thank you.
Well, I...
Ah.
Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right.
Listen, Marty. Does Laura know about, you and her?
That was before, Sonny. Laura and I were just getting to know each other. Olivia was only a couple of dates.
You broke her heart, didn't you?
I don't think she ever felt anything for me.
Whatever you say, pal. Marty should talk to her.
Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employer's dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
Bah du coup elle a plus de boulot là.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
Look at that. The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck.
The catch of a lifetime.
Du coup ces deux là ils sont...
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky.
Please tell me.
If we're Gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation.
Il est génial.
Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way.
L'acteur, il le fait, il est
Just
génial.
don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
Comment il se foutait de sa gueule.
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
So long, guys.
Faut qu'on fasse quoi là du coup là?
Look at all these plants. It's like nature.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone...
Thank you.
Well,
See you at the PD?
at the PD.
Santino, you're
No.
then get
Ah, il y a Filmar.
What about him? How the hell did
Bah
he
ouais,
wind up
qu'est-ce qu'il
here?
fout là lui?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be.
What about him?
Could be. You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired
J'aimerais bien
you,
savoir.
whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano, you know?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
Donc il enquêtait sur nous lui.
I think I
Fallait nous
have an
sauver.
idea who hired you, Phil.
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
You wish, pal.
J'aimerais bien savoir.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Là, Filmar était en train de nous regarder.
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police, in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
Oh no, boys. This time you deserve it.
what the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
On a fini du coup. Bah... Je suis un peu déçu de la fin, je m'attendais à un truc un peu mieux en vrai. Mais sinon après, en termes de scénario, c'était super bien écrit. Hein. Alors apparemment, il y a une scène post-crédit. Mais non, franchement, c'était quand même une bonne surprise. Ça s'est terminé un peu... Ouais, la fin, bon c'est un classique hein, mais... C'est pas si méchant, bon à la fin ça allait encore quand même, mais bon c'est du classique à la fin, ça se finit bien quoi. Mais non, en soi après le jeu, il était plutôt sympa. Je sais même pas pourquoi Steam l'a proposé en vrai. Mais en tout cas, je suis ravi de d'avoir découvert ce jeu. D'ailleurs je l'ai recommandé à ma soeur, quand elle va le faire elle va me le dire. Et à lui c'est là le mec qu'on voit, alors je sais pas si on voit pas le curseur mais dans la photo à gauche là à côté de Body Model c'est le mec qui fait Sonny. Bah, forcément là le chat qui se sont inspirés forcément pour faire Natacha. Mais ouais non le jeu, le scénario tout ça il était vachement cool quand même. L'humour était maîtrisé je trouve. Les personnages étaient vachement cool. Mention spéciale pour Marty et puis le docteur Quetzal hein. Après il y en avait d'autres qui étaient cool hein. Archibald il était marrant aussi hein. J'aimais bien Archibald et puis bah Filmar le détective était cool. Et non franchement le jeu il était plutôt sympathique hein. Il était plutôt sympa. Moi j'ai bien aimé, moi j'ai beaucoup aimé. Apparemment j'ai vu que dans le jeu il y avait pas mal d'années entre deux donc ouais ils ont dû avoir du mal à le faire au début hein. Ouais voilà je le disais. Celui qui fait Sonny c'est Quetzal. Ah il faisait le cheval Marty. Il faisait la marmotte, le policier, Timothy tout seul. Pas forcément. Ouais je m'en doutais qu'il faisait Dr Quetzal Sonny. L'acteur qui faisait Sonny. Par contre sur le coup je suis un peu surpris pour Marty qui faisait le cheval. Après d'un côté maintenant que j'y pense en l'entendant ça me surprend pas en fait. Et elle c'est... Bon la nana là qu'on voit en photo là c'est celle qui fait le modèle de Natacha ça. Oh putain, trop bien le paresseux là. Ils avaient vraiment... Hayao Miyazaki? Ah ouais? Hayao Miyazaki qui est remercié dans les... Oh, c'est plutôt... je pense qu'en vrai ils se sont inspirés comme dans Porco Rosso. Hein. Ah franchement le jeu était sympa, hein. Moi j'ai bien aimé. Hein. Bah écoute, j'aimerais bien savoir. To be continue, ouais.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
De Molly?
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now. Somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
C'est une fin ouverte quand même. Hein. Ah. Bah advienne que pour Spike Pass Girl. D'accord. Merde, j'ai pas retenu le numéro. En vrai, j'aurais essayé. Je suis sûr on débloque un truc si on fait ça. Sûr et certain. Bon bah voilà, c'était le dernier épisode de Chicken Police. Un jeu bien sympa. C'est la première fois qu'en fait je fais un... Je sais pas si on peut appeler ça un visual novel. Mais sincèrement, une bonne surprise. Une bonne surprise. Très très drôle en tout cas le jeu. Hein. Pas mal de points. L'humour et tout était bien maîtrisé, comme je le répète. Le jeu était stylé. Donc c'est elle qui fait le modèle de Natacha. D'accord. Et là, Sonny. Ah, il faisait Bosco aussi. Bon, après, ça m'étonne pas trop, on va dire, hein, s'ils étaient plusieurs à le faire. Ça, il faisait le cheval, lui. Et la mort d'IBN. Et là, le chat, forcément. Je sais pas comment ils ont réussi à faire tenir le chat, en vrai. Hein. Ah bah voilà, il doit amadouer. Et ça m'étonne que le jeu, il est si vieux que ça, en fait. Il y avait vraiment un... C'est parti sur autre chose, parce que j'ai téléchargé... Alors, il y avait un espèce de petit artbook qu'on pouvait avoir... Pour voir le concept du jeu était en anglais, mais... mais franchement, non, c'était super... Ils montraient comment ils ont fait. Et apparemment, il n'y avait pas les photos. Film, putain, il me fait délirer, film. Marty qui pose avec Berton. Ils ont fait un gros... Daily Trumpet, donc forcément c'est Tim. C'est forcément Tim qui a écrit l'article. Hein. Et puis j'ai débloqué aussi un autre truc là. Il me manque 3 bouquins. Alors, la dernière affaire de Sonny et Marty McShaken qui voit le retour de leur mystérieux harceleur, l'homme dans le cylindre. La vie de Sonny est un grave danger, quelqu'un y laisse sa peau, les inspecteurs police se séparent et les émeutes sanglantes conduisent la ville au bord du chaos total. Un final dynamique, choquant et impitoyable pour la série Inspecteur Poulet volume 10. Faudrait qu'on regarde les autres. Hein. Alors attendez, au niveau des succès, qu'est-ce qu'on a eu? Alors, terminer le premier chapitre, terminer le 4ème chapitre, terminer le 2ème, ouais. Obtenez le grade, ouais. Ça, à mon avis, il faut foirer complètement le machin. Ça, je l'ai pas trouvé. Ça peut être dur, mais en vrai, c'est bien qu'il nous dit qu'on peut réessayer. Hein. Ça, je les ai pas eu. Donc, il y a des succès cachés. Ça, j'ai... Ouais, c'est pas ça, on va pas ça. On va pas ça, de toute façon, ouais. De toute façon, j'ai parlé à tout le monde. En ayant raté aucun interrogatoire. Donc ça veut dire que si je comprends bien, j'ai foiré aucun interrogatoire en mode bah nulos quoi. Bah voilà, je me suis compris quoi, j'ai pas foiré un interrogatoire à 0%. Mais il y a un grade de légende, donc à mon avis, si je vais avoir le grade de légende, il faut avoir 100%. Bon bah écoutez, c'était le dernier épisode de Chicken Police. Je pensais que ça allait être un peu plus long, mais non, ça va. Un peu... Ouais, la fin me titille un peu, mais la scène post-crédit est plutôt sympa. À voir, bon de toute façon je leur ferai le jeu, hein, mais de mon côté je pense, bon, pour le moment on va laisser passer, hein, parce que si je le refais pour juste débloquer les machins, sans avoir le charme... mais... Enfin sans avoir le... Parce que après ça paraît de son charme de le refaire directement après, mais le jeu est cool. Moi je l'ai recommandé à ma soeur pour qu'elle le fasse, elle m'en dira des nouvelles. Mais moi j'ai beaucoup aimé. C'était sympathique. Sur ce, moi je vous dis à très bientôt pour ceux qui regardent le stream et ceux qui vont regarder la rediff sur YouTube, forcément. Pour ce qui est sur YouTube maintenant, je sais pas ce que je vais faire. J'ai prévu des vidéos de Saleté Sanctuary, mais il faut que je les travaille. Si je les fais, bien entendu. Mais sinon, il y aura peu au niveau contenu, ça risque d'être assez pauvre. Hein. De toute façon, il y aura toujours les rediffs de stream si je découvre des jeux, etc. Si j'ai envie de les mettre. Et là, pour le moment, je pense peut-être faire Cette Sanctuary dans des... Pour les vidéos, il y a une que j'ai écrite, mais il faut que je la termine. Et quelques éléments pour faire des guides. Encore des guides. Cette fois-ci, c'est plus concentré sur les classes, mais il faut vraiment que je fasse vraiment les classes à fond. De tête, là, pour vous dire, j'ai peut-être le chevalier qui est prêt. Enfin, tout du moins dans les grandes lignes, et un peu le mage et le clerc. Pour les autres, on verra bien. Mais bon, je vais m'égarer, mais disons que peut-être il y aura des vidéos de Cette Sanctuary, je préfère pas promettre, mais disons qu'il y a du texte qui se prépare. Il y a quand même du texte qui se fait, à voir. Sinon, vous pouvez toujours me retrouver sur la chaîne YouTube du CGG, le Club Génération Geek. Alors, à l'heure actuelle, la vidéo n'a pas été publiée, mais si jamais vous voulez la voir, il y en a une, on aura besoin de vous. Ça sera sur le projet zombie, je sais pas comment Anton Taker va appeler la vidéo. Mais on aura besoin de vous, de vos retours, parce qu'on compte en faire une suite, et si vos retours sont positifs, on fera la suite forcément. Sinon, bah, on essaiera d'améliorer les points, si jamais il n'y a pas grand chose à améliorer, mais si ça vous plaît pas, tant pis. Mais on tentera autre chose, bien évidemment. Et puis sur ce, bah, moi je vous dis à très bientôt, au revoir, et à la prochaine.